The Lakers should not be this good this early into the regular season. Austin Reaves has missed time this year. Luka has missed time this year. And LeBron James has not played a single game this season just yet. And despite all of that, the Los Angeles Lakers are one of the best teams in the NBA. Currently, they have a 7-2 record, and they are the second seed in the Western Conference. And they will continue to get better over time as they get healthier. And JJ Redick deserves a lot of credit here. Last year, we got to see him work his magic on the offensive end with AD and LeBron. They were a top team in the Western Conference, and he got Austin Reaves to play at a high level. And that's the one thing that he said over and over again in those press conferences with Rob Pelinka when they first hired him. He said that he was very excited to work with LeBron and AD, of course, but Austin Reaves was the guy that he wanted to fully unlock. And I was very skeptical of this hire, and many people were. JJ Redick has never been a head coach in the NBA before. And months before they hired JJ Redick, he had a podcast with LeBron on YouTube. But you saw the attention to detail there with JJ Redick. And he came out with a video and he said how he would use Austin Reaves if he was the coach with the Lakers. And he didn't lie. He said that he would move him around. He'll get him more possessions. He'll let the offense run through him in certain situations. And he has done that every single night up to this point, even dating back to last year. The one thing I did disagree with JJ Redick last year as a head coach, the philosophy didn't make sense. They took a lot of threes as a basketball team, but the personnel did not fit that description. You're taking a lot of threes with Rui, LeBron, AD, and Austin Reaves. Whether they made a lot of threes or not, JJ Redick was basically being very heavy on that game plan. We're going to take a bunch of threes, screen and roll with LeBron and AD, pop out to the corner, take the three, find the open man, take the three. And you saw them give up a lot of easy looks last year to try to find a three-point shot and chase the opposing team off the three-point line. That can only get you so far because some nights the three-point shot will not be there. And the Lakers, they were not a very good three-point shooting team last season. LeBron James, solid three-point shooter. Same with Austin Reaves. Anthony Davis, he can make threes here and there. He's not a great three-point shooter either. For a big man, he's very solid. But it really hurt the offensive game plan with Rui. Rui is a mid-range killer. He can make threes from the corners, but just pulling up for threes, that's not his game. And over time, you saw JJ Redick go away from that, but they were still heavy on that three-point presence. And when they made the trade with the Mavericks to bring in Luka and they traded Anthony Davis, the offense got better. In a short sample size, we got to see LeBron and Luka be on the court at the same time as teammates, which is still crazy to think about to this day. But they had one of the better teams in the Western Conference. The defense was lacking. But you got to see LeBron play very well off of Luka and vice versa. And then Austin Reaves, he got a lot of free looks. One-on-one situations, wide open in the corner, wide open for three. And that was Luka dealing with a calf injury. He wasn't fully healthy last year with the Mavericks and the same with the Lakers. They go to the first round against Minnesota. When you traded Anthony Davis, it was a great trade long term. But you were going to hurt in the short term. Your starting center was Jackson Hayes. It's not ideal. Jackson Hayes is a bench center. He's not going to go out there every single night and be your starting center and make a major impact, especially on defense. So you were hurting there. And JJ Redick decided we're not going to play a big man in this last game. Instead, we're going to go out there and roll with the pieces that we have. And unfortunately, Rudy Gobert had the game of his life. That is never going to happen again, by the way. Rudy Gobert is a terrible offensive player. Defensively, I'll give him his credit. But offensively, he should never have over 20 points in the game on you, especially if you have a solid big man in the front court. But JJ Redick learned from that. So you go out there, you bring in DeAndre Ayton and a buyout with Portland. And DeAndre Ayton has stepped up this season, even though it's only been 9 games. DeAndre Ayton has fit that role. DeAndre Ayton is averaging 17 points a game, 8 rebounds, shooting 65% from the field. This is the one thing with DeAndre Ayton. He has the body. He has the shoulders to go out there and just bulldoze and get inside the paint constantly. He has a Giannis build. But he's not an aggressive center. He's not comfortable in the post game. He likes the fadeaways. He likes to pull up mid-range shots. He's more of a finesse center. But this is the one thing with DeAndre Ayton. He has a lot of great things to his game. You go back to the Phoenix Suns. He had Chris Paul. Those are the best years of his career. Chris Paul's the ultimate point guard. Pick and roll. I'll get you to the rim. I'm going to set you up for some easy looks at the basket. All you have to do is just hit the floater, put the basketball in the paint. I'm going to set you up for the lob passes. And it worked out. And that was a very good big three at the time with Chris Paul, D Book, and DeAndre Ayton. Then things did sour with him and Monty Williams. He was not the biggest fan of Monty Williams and vice versa. So he goes to Portland. He never had a consistent point guard to give him the basketball constantly. You look at it from this situation. When LeBron is fully healthy, he's an amazing passer, a very good playmaker. He'll have LeBron. He already has Luka, and now he has Austin Reaves as well. The two-man game with him and Luka has been phenomenal to see this year. Do I want to see him be more dominant inside the paint? Sure. But he's making those mid-range shots right now. He's making those floaters. As long as it's working, hey, you'll get no complaints out of me. But defensively, that's where they're going to need DeAndre Ayton to step up the most. And he has done that this year. He's buying in because of JJ Redick once again. Even though they are average defensively, they still have some very good defensive moments this season. They're 18th in defensive rating. Not the best, not the worst, but it doesn't tell the full story. Late in games, they will play great defense in the passing lane. With Luka, with Vando, Marcus Smart coming off the bench, being a pest. And it's because of the rotations with JJ Redick. But speaking of Luka here, one of the best players in the NBA. 5-game sample size here. He's averaging 40 points a game, 11 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals, 50% from the field, 30% from three. But he's averaging 14 free throw attempts a game. He is constantly getting to the line. In terms of being an offensive player, he's perfect. Can get to the rim, can shoot the three, can hit the step back, can get you in foul trouble. You can't guard him one-on-one from the first to the fourth quarter. He's damn near unguardable. You send in a double team, you trap him. He has a passing vision. He has a bunch of no-look passes to Austin Reaves, and the same in the past with the Mavericks setting up Daniel Gafford to the rim, and the same with Derek Lively. Look at what he's doing right now with DeAndre Ayton. So many free looks to the rim. Live passes where only DeAndre Ayton can get the basketball. That's a generational talent that you have in the backcourt now. And it has helped out Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves, 31 points a game, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, shooting 48% from the field, but 34% from three. He's averaging 10 free throws a game. He's more explosive this season coming out of the backcourt, getting to the rim. This is the one thing with Austin Reaves early into his career. Everyone viewed him as a role player. He's having a couple of good games here and there. He's more so of a guy that you can bring off the bench, but over time, he's become a consistent starter. And if he can keep this level of play up, I'm not saying that he has to go out there and average 30 plus points a game. If he can average 25 to 28 points a game, that's a cornerstone player that you can have alongside Luka long term. And I think that's the play here. No one should be traded. LeBron shouldn't be traded. That's unrealistic. Luka for sure would not be traded. Rob Pelinka is not as ignorant as Nico Harrison. You keep Austin Reaves around, and after this season, you give him that major contract extension. You have 2 playmakers in the backcourt. If LeBron decides to retire after this year, if he wants to come back to the Lakers, you'll still have 3. But eventually, you have to think about the future. Past LeBron here, and now you have that with Luka. You can contend now and win for the future. And that is what is so scary right now with the Los Angeles Lakers. They're just getting started with this Luka era here. You got to have half the season with him last year. And Luka this season looks phenomenal. Shape-wise, dropped a lot of weight in the offseason, playing better defense. He took those comments by Nico personally. They moved off of him because this is what Nico said. He wanted better defense. He wanted someone to go out there and to be in shape constantly. You look at him with the Lakers. He's brought in defensively. He's in shape. He's one of the best players in the game. And right now, he's my MVP favorite. This is what we know about Luka. He's averaging these 40 points a game. I don't think that's going to last for the entire year. That'll be crazy. But we all know that he can average 30 plus points a game, a season. And he can be your main engine on the offensive end. He can be that number 1 option that could potentially win you a championship. He was that with the Dallas Mavericks when they went to the finals against the Boston Celtics. Even though they didn't win, he was still phenomenal, especially during that playoffs run. Then he went to the Western Conference Finals against the Golden State Warriors. We know that Luka is special. But the offense here is 5th in the NBA. Rui has been phenomenal as well. Give him his flowers. We know that Rui is a very good defender on the wings. So going to give you a lot of pressure on that side of the basketball. But he's averaging 17 points a game. 4 rebounds, shooting 58% from the field. But here's the kicker here with Rui, shooting 47% from 3. They have him going into an offensive flow here. He's stepping up. I don't think that's going to happen for the rest of this season, but if he can just shoot 40% from 3, 45% from 3, that's the way to go. He's going to bring that defense every single night. And he's finishing at the rim with those lob passes. He's a very good athlete. Jared Vanderbilt coming off the bench. Very good defensive player, very good athlete, can run the floor with him. You have Jake. Jake is crazy here. Jake comes in, had a very good year last year with the Sacramento Kings. He's been phenomenal this season, coming off the bench and starting as well when they need him to. Jake this season averaging 12 points a game, 5 rebounds, shooting 55% from the field, shooting 40% from 3. And he's a very good defender. When Dorian Finney-Smith left and he went to the Houston Rockets, it was a huge hole with this roster. But you took a flyer on Jake. 2 years, $12 million. That's a steal right now. And once again, he's one of those players. The offense may not carry over every single night. It's carrying over right now, and hopefully that continues to happen for the rest of the season. But if it doesn't, that defense is going to show up. And that is what happened last year with the Sacramento Kings. And you get a younger player in Jake than Dorian Finney-Smith. Now, Gabe Vincent is Gabe Vincent. I'm not the biggest fan of Gabe Vincent. He was a solid role player with the Miami Heat. I look at him as a player. He's on this roster. He may have a good game every 20, 25 games. I'm just not a big fan of Gabe Vincent. He's not a good defender. On the offensive end, he's very inconsistent. I think that you should allocate those minutes to other people. And right now, he is dealing with an injury. And Jackson Hayes, he's in the perfect spot right here. Coming off the bench, being that screen and roller, going to the rim, being that athlete, being that vertical presence. And he's playing solid defense this season. And I know the biggest question right now, well, when LeBron, when he returns, how will everything look? Will he ruin the team? Will he help the team? I look at it from this standpoint. I know that LeBron James has a lot of fans. He has a lot of haters as well. My opinion, he's one of the best players to ever play the game. He is still a top player in the NBA. The best player with the Lakers is Luka. The offense should run through Luka, and they did this last year when LeBron was on this roster. And LeBron played amazing off the ball. We've also seen this happen with AD. They were always looking for that guy that could take the torch from LeBron. AD, unfortunately, he wasn't that guy because he couldn't stay healthy. Every single night he was dealing with injuries, and he was very inconsistent on the offensive end. You now have that in Luka to take that pressure off LeBron because the man, he is older. He's not in his 20s anymore. He's not in his 30s anymore, but he can still run the floor. And he is still one of the best drivers of the basketball. He's going to get inside the paint. He's going to get his 20, 25 points a game. He can go off for 30 to 40 points. But this is the one thing that we know about LeBron. He's not going to go out there and be majorly aggressive every single night. He's not going to take a bunch of just dumb jump shots and a bunch of just dumb step backs. He's going to get his teammates involved. Now you have these shooters and Luka, who is very good in catch and shoot from this season and last season as well, playing with LeBron, and the same with Austin Reaves. And now you have a different type of package that you can run on the offensive end with all these ball handlers. It's constant ball movement here, and everyone can create their own shot, and they can get others involved. It stretches out your defense, and it puts a lot of stress on the opposing team to keep up with this high-power offense right now. So you get LeBron back into the fold here, your offense will take a major jump. And you're still in an amazing state without LeBron. That's the crazy part here because the coaching with JJ Redick, and even when Luka has missed time this season, and the same with Austin Reaves, you have a player in Nick Smith who comes out of nowhere, 25 points against Portland, 10 of 15, 6 assists. He closed out that game with Bronny in the backcourt. And Bronny's still having his struggles. He's not this superstar player. He's had some okay moments. I'm not saying that Bronny's going to be a consistent star. He's going to be a starter one day with the Lakers. He is who he is, coming off the bench, being a good facilitator, having solid defensive moments. But to see Nick Smith have the game that he had against Portland, that's very impressive. And for the ones that don't know, Portland has been very good this season since they fired Chauncey Billups. I'm really starting to believe that Chauncey Billups had to fix in with that team he was losing on purpose. They have a lot of talent over there. But you won that game, and your 3 best players were out. You closed out that game with Nick Smith and DeAndre Ayton. Insane. And I just love to see DeAndre Ayton have the redemption story. It was some bad years there with DeAndre Ayton. And then in that Portland game, he had 29 points and 10 rebounds. Did have 3 turnovers. But I look at it from this standpoint with the Lakers. You can outscore pretty much anyone in the NBA. And with the defensive players you have coming off the bench, this is a great spot to be in. We're still early into the season. Things can change. But the work that they did on Wemby in that Spurs matchup, making him foul out, rotating bodies on him, catching a small defender at the elbow, then switching over to big on the opposite side, that is great coaching by JJ Redick. And he had a very good game plan last year against Jokic in the regular season. So in the postseason, you know that he's going to be at his best. Not too many coaches right now are coaching on the level that he is. It's just very fun to just see the Lakers go out there and be dominant once again in the Western Conference. And they're not playing like a Lakers team. We usually look at the Lakers that have just a bunch of stars on the court. They go out there, they hunt in the big free agents, they bring in the big star players. You have LeBron, you have Luka. You have a bunch of role players that are stepping up right now, and they're looking like legitimate starters, even guys coming off the bench. But let me know in the comment section below, how do you feel about the Lakers, and are they an actual threat in the Western Conference this season? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, I want each and every last one of you guys to stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for the video, guys. God bless. Peace.